Okay, do something for me. Run your hand down your arm. Feel that? There's barely anything there. Just a bit of skin, a few little hairs you can hardly see, and that's kind of it. Now think about any other animal for a second. A chimp, a gorilla, your dog asleep on the floor right now. Every single one of them is wrapped in a thick coat of fur, and so is nearly every other mammal alive. Every single one, except you. You walk around this planet completely naked, and you're the only ape that does. It's such an ordinary, everyday thing that almost nobody stops to ask the obvious question. Where did your fur actually go? And what did losing it do to you? Because the answer is so much stranger than it sounds. And the strangest part is that it's still happening right now, on your own skin. So let me show you something that feels almost impossible. You didn't actually lose your hair. Look at your arm again. Those tiny, almost invisible little hairs? You've got about the same number of them as a chimpanzee does. So follicle for follicle, you are just as hairy as an ape. Evolution never ripped the coat off you. It just shrank it. It took every thick hair and slowly turned it down, smaller and smaller, until it was fuzz you can barely even find. The whole coat is still there, mapped into your skin. It just got turned all the way down to almost nothing. So the real question isn't where the hair went, it's why your body decided to switch it off. And here's the first clue. When our ancestors gave up their fur, they traded it for something no other animal has, at least not to this degree. They became the sweatiest creature alive. Think about that for a second. You have somewhere between 2 and 4 million sweat glands packed across your skin. That's roughly 10 times as many, crammed as tightly as a chimpanzee. On a hot day, really pushing yourself, your body can pour out 2 to 4 liters of sweat in a single hour. And that's not a flaw, that is the whole point. Because bare skin only cools you if you can get it wet. A furry animal just can't do that. The fur traps the heat and soaks up the sweat before it ever gets the chance to evaporate. Most mammals barely sweat at all. A dog just pants and hopes. We went completely the other way. We're almost the only creature on Earth whose entire body is one big cooling surface. We gave up the coat, and in its place, we grew the most powerful heat-dumping system in the animal kingdom. We swapped a blanket for a radiator. But here's the part that's really easy to miss. This didn't happen recently, to clever modern humans. It happened to primitive ones, long before we ever had big brains. And we can actually date it, using a strange little piece of genetic evidence. The gene that darkens human skin swept through our ancestors around 1.2 million years ago. And here's the thing, you only need dark, sun-protected skin once the fur is already gone. Under a coat, your skin is shaded, so the bare skin had to come first. Which means our ancestors were walking around naked over 1 million years ago, back when their brains were still a fraction of the size of yours. You were naked before you were smart. So what did all that nakedness actually buy us? Something kind of incredible. 2 scientists, Bramble and Daniel Lieberman, made the case that the entire human body was rebuilt for one single thing: endurance running. Not sprinting, distance. And a bare, sweating body turns out to be the secret weapon that makes it work. So picture what actually happens when you chase down an animal. A deer, a horse, an antelope. Every one of them is faster than you in a flat-out sprint. They'll leave you in the dust. But here's their problem. They cool themselves by panting, and you can't pant and gallop at the same time. So they have to stop to cool down. You don't. You just keep sweating and keep coming. So you follow. You pick the hottest part of the day, on purpose, and you jog after it, hour after hour, under a punishing sun. That heat, the thing that would kill most hunters, is your weapon. Every time the animal runs, it overheats a little more. Every time it stops to breathe, you come back over the horizon, and it has to run again. Its lead shrinks, its panting gets desperate, until, eventually, it just can't. Its body cooks from the inside. It staggers, it collapses, and you simply walk up to it. It's called persistence hunting. A naked human, armed with nothing but sweat and patience, can run a horse to death. And there's a real argument that we didn't just survive by going bare. We became apex predators because of it. And it might have done something even bigger than that. Your brain is a furnace. It's just 2% of your body weight, but it burns 1/5 of your energy, and it is dangerously sensitive to heat. Let it get even a few degrees too hot, and it starts to fail. A brain that big, throwing off that much warmth, cooks easily. So losing the fur and gaining all that sweat gave our ancestors a way to dump the heat, which may be exactly what let the brain keep growing in the first place. The cooling system might be the reason you can think at all. But, okay, I have to be honest with you here. Because that clean, tidy story I just told you, it's not actually settled fact. See, cooling is the leading explanation, but it isn't the only one. Another serious idea says we went bare to get rid of parasites. Think about it. A furry body is a paradise for lice, ticks, and fleas, and all the diseases they carry. Strip the hair away, and suddenly there's nowhere for them to hide. Any stragglers are easy to spot and pick off. And on top of that, clean, parasite-free skin just looks healthy. So partners may have chosen it, and attraction pushed us even barer. Cooling, parasites, attraction. The truth is probably a bit of all three, and scientists still argue about which one mattered most. But whatever the reason, one thing is certain. It came at a brutal cost, and we paid it for a very, very long time. Because here's the timeline almost nobody realizes. The fur was gone by roughly 1 million years ago. But clothing, actual clothing, wasn't invented until somewhere between about 100,000 and 170,000 years ago. And we know that from one of the cleverest little tricks in all of science. See, there's a type of louse that only lives in clothing. It literally can't survive without it. So by tracking when that clothing louse split off from the ordinary head louse, researchers could actually date the invention of clothes. And the answer left this staggering gap. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans were completely bare, no fur, and no clothes. Just picture that. Whole lineages living through Ice Age cold, with nothing between their skin and the night air. They survived on nothing but fire, shelter, and each other, huddled close in the dark, feeding the flames, because letting them go out could mean not waking up. We were naked, and we stayed naked, for almost the entire story of our species. Which brings us to the part that is still happening to you, right now. You lost the fur, but you never lost the machinery that used to control it. Every single hair on your body still has a tiny muscle attached to it, called the erector pili. Its one job is to yank that hair upright. In a cat, or a scared dog, or any furry animal, that's what puffs the whole coat up. To trap warm air when it's cold, or to look bigger when it's threatened. And you still have every single one of those muscles, and they still fire. When you get cold, or when a piece of music hits you just right, they pull, all at once, trying to raise a coat of fur, and they lift instead? Nothing. Just the skin around each hair, into a tiny little bump. Goosebumps are the ghost of your fur, and I don't mean that as a metaphor. They're the literal, physical remains of the machinery that once raised a whole coat. It's your body 1 million years later, still reaching for something that just isn't there. And it gets stranger. In 2020, a Harvard team found that this leftover system isn't even switched off. Those little muscles are wired directly into your nerves, and into the stem cells that grow your hair. The reflex to raise a coat you no longer have is still plugged in, still firing, every single day of your life. So the next time the hairs stand up on your arm, look at them. Really look. You are the naked ape, the only one. You gave up your fur before you were even human, and in return, you got a body that could run anything on Earth into the ground, and a brain cool enough to become the mind reading these words. And you've been paying for that trade ever since. With fire, with clothes, with cold nights your ancestors barely survived. But some part of you never got the message. Every time you shiver, every time a song moves you, a muscle older than your entire species pulls tight and reaches, one more time, for the coat you lost 1 million years ago. It's still there, moving on your skin, and you never even noticed.